Hey, everybody out there with us today is a very special guest, Bob Bolus. If you're from the Scranton area, you've heard of him, you know what he's all about, even beyond the Scranton area, because in this area of Pennsylvania, he is one of the most prominent and vocal, certainly most vocal supporters of President Trump. And we have him on the air today to ask him what his reaction is to news of the impending arrest of President Trump. Bob, what do you think? And what do you think the reaction
Well,
is going to be?
since I went through it in Lackawanna County, when you got dirty cops, you got dirty prosecutors. Look, Trump gave America America again. This idiot we got now has taken America away from us. It's a scam over some hooker, let's get credible. You're worried about this female porn star as opposed to Biden, Hunter, the old man, the family stealing millions and millions of dollars, and we want to prosecute Trump.
Yeah.
We have no values left. That's the sad part. Trump gave us our country back.
Bob, what do you think the reaction is going to be now? Scranton went for Biden because of the Democratic Party machine in Scranton, but the area is full of Trump supporters and very strong supporters that were very dissatisfied with that election result, and now the continuing witch hunts surrounding Trump. So, what do you think the reaction is going to be among people like you in the Scranton area?
I'm 100% Trump supporter. A couple weeks ago, I delivered one of my drivers a tractor trailer load of disinfectant wipes, and it was donated on behalf of Donald Trump and myself, and it was delivered on a Trump trailer that we have. And I personally went to Palestine, Ohio, and we delivered it where these people are being persecuted, not prosecuted, they're being persecuted by our government. This is a major, major environmental issue, and I own environmental companies. And what I saw there, believe me, this is only the tip of the iceberg, and they don't get it. This water went down a creek. A creek is porous. It's not a concrete chute. These chemicals cannot be eradicated from the water system. I don't care what the hell they say to anybody. And they flushed it down their throat right now, the dust, the dirt. And then, like idiots, they start a fire and put that smoke cloud. Well, geez, why do we shoot the balloon down? How did it get here? It went on the air currents. It could have had the virus in it and did the same thing. That's the stupidity of the leadership. And he sends that idiot there, the transportation clown, who's upset because he's the wife and his husband is upset over it. I mean, it's such a humiliation. And then where's Biden? He's not good enough to come back and take care of an American families and American soil. That's the sad part. Donald Trump was there. He
Getting
delivered water.
Getting back to Trump, some analysts are saying that arresting Trump, walking him, and all that stuff is going to assure him being elected again. How do you see it?
I'm with it 100% because what they're doing, they're taking an individual. First of all, our borders were closed. It wasn't an open door policy like Biden's put there. Number one. Number two, nobody screwed with us in this country or around the world. And what happened? Look what we left in Afghanistan. Billions and billions of dollars of our high tech security type equipment, our military equipment. Who left it there? Biden? Of course. Who's been creating the issues? Biden. We, the people, and I'm very strong. If it wasn't what Donald Trump was and who he is and what he's done for us, is he perfect? Hell no. But then again, neither is anybody else out here. And sometimes he'll make a statement that maybe should have thought about it a little. My grandfather, when he came from Italy, uh, when I was a little child, gave me a something to think about. And he said, engage the brain before you put your mouth in gear. And sometime maybe Trump has to do that, but he's never done anything that detrimental as Biden has done.
Well, Bob, you know that the mainstream media has been on Trump for everything, and you know it's obvious that it's politicized media now. They're going to play this up if he's arrested, but yet the counter reaction is what I'm asking you about. Do you think that people are going to be outraged that a president for the first time is arrested, and that it's beginning to look like a banana republic? So, in the balance there, is this going to harm Trump, or is it actually going to increase his chances of being put back into office?
It's going to make him like the Statue of Liberty. He's going to stand right out above head and shoulder of anybody because the people in this country are fed up with the scam enforcement policies. Prosecuting Trump over something like this is only going to put him miles above everybody else. There's no doubt in my mind.
You
They're
know,
actually saving him millions of dollars in campaign funds that doesn't have to spend. They're doing all his work for him.
you were very active in campaigning for him, including truck convoys. Can you tell us, for some of the viewers that may not be familiar with your actions, what were you doing to help Trump in his campaign, truck convoys and the rest? Can you recall some of that for us?
Yeah, I took a half a dozen of my trailers and we lettered them and we put the story on the trailers. We put the trailer that we call the Hillary trailer. And on that, we put all about Hillary. Bill, Monica gave you what, and so on and so forth. But we put the truth out there and we put it where we wanted to put it, not where they would want your TV station to put it or somebody to put a billboard. We rammed it right down their throat and we were all over the country with them. We had the trailers for Trump and Pence. And what's really disturbing me about Mike Pence is that he's made comments, oh, this is against Trump and it's going to hurt him. No, Mike, you're the one that put the screws to the American people because you didn't have what it took to stand up, right, wrong, or indifferent. You should have walked out of the room and let the justice system determine right and wrong. It was wrong for him to certify that election. And I filed federal lawsuits in Pennsylvania to give you a brief idea on human error. And we had certified, notarized copies from people. One was he stood in line, he counted 150 people ahead of him. When he got up there, he was number 25. Another woman, her dog got an absentee ballot, and so on. We had the issues in Wilkes-Barre. So human error, stupidity is pretty easy to prove. Fraud has too many elements, but stupidity and human error is very easy. And if you find one or two of the issues in it, then it should be understood. If we found some, then there may be more, and he should have been allowed to go forward. The federal court told us we didn't have standing. I said, oh, so we put a uniform on. We're Americans, but we don't have standing. But an illegal immigrant running across the border has more say than we do. And I gave them to General Flynn, all the legal documents that we put together and gave them to Trump so that he could intervene in it. So that's where that's at right now. I have no idea.
Bob, a lot of working class people are strongly in favor of Trump. Scranton is a working class area. The major industries have moved out years ago. It is in many ways a depressed area. What is the appeal of Trump with the people that you run into, working class, salt of the earth, down to earth type people that didn't necessarily go to college? It doesn't follow the highfalutin stuff of the East Coast elite. What is it with the working class that is such an appeal to them with Trump?
He was on their level. When he spoke to them on their level. He didn't speak to them like he was high affluent type person and he was better than anybody else. Trump was a people person, and people respected that. And he gave us a good, strong economy. Our transportation industry, the trucking and everything else, flourished. We didn't have to bow down to anybody for our fuel. We had a huge reserve. We had a strong country. And people haven't forgotten that because their paychecks are gone down the toilet for the inflation and everything Joe Biden has done. And they're not going to forget. And this is the working class people. They work the midnight shifts, they drive trucks, they work in all type of industry. They're the backbone of America, not Joe Biden or the Hunter Bidens. The backbone is our working class people. They make it happen. And they're not forgetting this.
And yet, Scranton considers Joe Biden a native son. He was actually born in Scranton. They renamed a road after him, a section of highway. They were really trumpeting the Scranton connection with working class lunch pail Joe. How do you react to that?
Well, my reaction is I filed a lawsuit with Judge Munley, and I wanted them to take the name off, leave Spruce Street where it was, leave the expressway the way it was, and sure heck not have a stupid name on Interstate 81 where everybody passing, thousands of people passing through our area think we honor this idiot. We don't. And she denied it, and we're still processing it through. Think what it might be. Maybe Scranton will become Biden town with these dictators. And these are the people we cannot allow to get into office because they're self-serving and they're rhinos. They're not about people, they're about their own egos. And they already had named that where his house was Biden Way.
Yeah.
Okay, there was no need to turn around and change our main arteries that we all know and impact all our lives for Joe Biden.
The name change, by the way, was a big disruption financially for a lot of people. Address changes and all that. There was confusion, and it cost the businesses a lot of money to rename everything on their stationery, et cetera, et cetera. So, and they were not reimbursed, as far as I know.
No, they were. And it was a humiliation. I believe it should have been put on a referendum. This is the way we do things in America, not dictatorships. They didn't take into consideration thousands of dollars, changing your emails, changing your stationery, changing everything about your whole life, being on Spruce Street forever. They didn't care about it. It was only about their own egotistical egos.
Well, some people are betting that before the Biden term is over, they may be changing the name of the street back to Spruce. Have you heard that?
I'm all for it. Believe me, I'd be the first one to champion anything to change that street back to where it was uh, and get rid of the egotistical individuals. It only scares me if a guy like Biden and the mayor now steps up where she's going. And what else are we going to change?
Well,
You know,
the mayor thought it'd be a great promotion for the city of Scranton, but considering what's going on now and how things keep getting worse and worse, that may not be a good advertisement for Scranton in the future to have the Biden name there.
well, that's the problem, and they can't see the how would I say the forest through the trees, or the trees through the forest, whichever way you want to look at it. Uh, they don't understand. It's about us. It's not about you people. We're the ones born and raised. We're the ones that have developed companies here. Our family, don't forget, is there almost 100 years or better that I grew up in the trucking industry. Start driving trucks, working. All the people that have developed the Scranton, the miners, that went down into the mines up on 10th Street when we used to watch them going up and down. All those people are immigrants that came here, Polish, Italian, Syrian, Lebanese, Irish. They helped German, they helped build Scranton. And that's where we are. And these people don't see it because they think they're better than everybody. And they can't be. They can't, there's nothing better they're going to do but try and better themselves. And it disturbs me to see that. I've been all over the world. I've had interest in Iran. I have them in Singapore. I've been all over the world with businesses and companies. And these people got blinders on. They're only seeing one thing one way. And when they changed everything to Biden, it was the wrong thing to do because he's made us a laughing stock of the world, not just around town.
Wrapping it up now, Bob, and what do we need in our next president?
What we need is our next president. We need Donald Trump.
Because
Simple as that. We don't need another Joe Biden. We don't need a Mike Pence. We don't need these wannabes. We need a proven leader, and there's no question about a proven leader being in Donald Trump. I mean, it is on his face. There it is. He's done it. He's shown it. He's backed everybody down around the country. We were strong. We were feared, and we were respected. We're not there anymore now. And the only one that could actually do that again is Donald Trump because they know what he's about and they know they're not going to get away with what they're trying to do.
Bob Bolus is still a very strong supporter of President Trump. Thanks very much for being with us, and we'll continue these conversations as things continue to develop. Thanks.
I'm available anytime you are, Larry. It's been great seeing you again. And it stirred up a lot of the memories of what you and I really went through and what we did. You're a hell of a friend and you're a hell of an American. Thanks for being out there, my friend, and thanks for reaching out.
Thank you.